Insects are in the phylum Arthropoda. Other phyla in the animal kingdom include vertebrates. Mollusks, and 31 others. The phylum Arthropoda is divided into classes. Classes of arthropods include spiders, millipedes, centipedes, crustaceans, and others. Insects are grouped together in the class Insecta. Another name for this class is Hexapoda. This is because almost all adult insects have 6 legs. In addition, they have 3 body parts: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Insects have 2 antennae, and they have a skeleton on the outside known as an exoskeleton. The taxonomic system we will follow in this video lists 31 orders of insects. Orders are broken down into families. Families are broken down into genera. Genera contain species. Species is the true natural grouping, meaning that insects in the same species can breed and produce fertile offspring. Hi, I'm Jora Clokey. Insects are truly a diverse and amazing group of animals. This program will take you through identifying characteristics of the major orders of insects. First, we'll look at primitive wingless insects. Then we'll explore insects with wings. Primitive insects are a group that are called apterous, meaning they have never evolved wings. These insects are ametabolous. That is, they go through no change in body form. Immature primitive insects are nearly identical to adults, but usually are smaller. These are the least evolved of all the groups of insects. They have the same physical shape that they had millions of years ago. Fossils of these insects often appear identical to the same creatures living today. Silverfish and springtails are good examples of primitive insects. Silverfish are in the order Thysanura, which also includes firebrats. The word Thysanura means fringed tail. Silverfish have 3 fringed appendages at their posterior end. These insects are called silverfish because their bodies are covered with silvery reflecting scales. Another group of primitive insects is the order Collembola, the springtails. The word Collembola means to glue a peg in Greek. The common name springtail has to do with the ability of this insect to jump or spring into the air. The furcula is a forked structure that is held by an abdominal peg called the caulifor. When released, the furcula snaps abruptly and the tiny insect springs away quickly. Springtails eat bacteria, pollen, decaying plant materials, lichen, and fungi. All other orders of insects either have wings or have evolved from ancestors that had wings. These insects are in the grouping Pterygota, meaning insects with wings. Some nest-dwelling insects, such as fleas, chewing lice, and sucking lice, evolved from a winged ancestor. The two main groups of winged insects are those that go through gradual metamorphosis, known as hemimetabolous, and are those that are holometabolous and undergo complete metamorphosis. Gradual metamorphosis means that the immature insects resemble the adult parent but lack functional wings. Immature or nymph stages will gradually develop to become winged, sexually mature adults. Nymphs are found in the same habitat as the adults and generally feed on the same food source. Insects that undergo complete metamorphosis, however, have a feeding stage called the larva. They also have a transition stage called the pupa that develop into an adult winged stage. The larva is the immature form. It feeds heavily, then pupates into the adult. An example of this is the egg caterpillar cocoon butterfly cycle. This type of development is holometabolous metamorphosis. Now let's look at the major orders of winged insects known as parometabolous orders. They undergo a type of change that is gradual. Common examples are mayflies and dragonflies. The order Ephemeroptera, or mayflies, is the oldest order of winged insects alive today. The word Ephemeroptera refers to the short-lived period of the adult stage. The immatures are called naiads. Naiads are aquatic, gill-breathing nymphs. The distribution of aquatic naiads can be used as an index of water quality. Naiads are an important food source for fish and other members of the food chain. Fly fishermen often tie flies to mimic mayflies for bait. Another group of aquatic insects is Odonata, the dragonflies and damselflies. The word Odonata refers to tooth, and the adults of this order have large mandibles or mouth parts. Other common names of dragonflies include mosquito hawks, devil's darning needle, and snake doctors. Naiads or juveniles are aquatic. They prey on other aquatic animals. The main difference between dragonflies and damselflies is that dragonflies hold their wings perpendicular to their bodies, and damselflies hold their wings closed together behind them when they are at rest. Damselflies are smaller and more delicate than dragonflies. Adults are excellent aerial predators in aquatic habitats, feeding on mosquitoes, midges, and other small flying insects. Naiads or juveniles are predaceous on other aquatic animals.